Hi, thanks for watching and welcome back to Heart Peak Outdoors. I'm Trey, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode. This is week number 2. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I hope I can make it worth it for you. Today is August 18th. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm sitting in the parking lot of our local hunting store and waiting on my girlfriend to bring me the keys to the four-wheeler because I left them at home. She's driving through this way anyway. She's a school teacher. She gets up real early and heads out and drives right by here. So it's not a big deal, but that's where I am. I'm headed out to scout some public land today, pick up a camera that I left out there in January. Hopefully it's been taking pictures this whole time, but if it stopped, it stopped. There's a good chance I get nothing. I've learned with these trail cameras, especially the cheap cameras that I put out on public land, it's hit or miss. I give it about a 60% shot that I actually got pictures. This camera is usually pretty good. I forget what it's called, what kind of camera it is, and I wouldn't say if I knew. But that's the plan today, get some scouting done on a piece of public land that I started hunting last year. Again, this is my second year bow hunting. I was unsuccessful. I was less than successful last year in that I didn't shoot a deer. My goal being to shoot a mature buck with a bow as a first deer with a bow makes that a tall task, and you know, it is, I don't want to say it is what it is. I tried very hard, and I had a lot of fun in the woods, and I made a lot of mistakes. So this preseason, I'm highlighting those mistakes. Before we get into that though, if you're currently watching, if you're one of the 6 people that have watched this, if you haven't filed your applications for your WMA draw hunts, your wildlife management area draw hunts, do that now. You got 2 weeks left. Not even that much, not even that long. You've got like 12 days left. The draw application period closes at the end of August. There were a couple of early season teal hunt draws that closed on the 15th, and that's the day I applied. It was like 11 o'clock, and I'm calling my brothers, calling my dad, hey, send me a picture of your license so I can go on and apply for you, and they did, and I did. So I've got my fingers crossed. This will be the second year I've applied for draw hunts. I didn't get drawn last year. I hope I get drawn this year. It'll be a lot of fun to go out to some new ground that you can't hunt. You're not allowed to hunt unless you draw. I'm looking forward to that, to seeing whether or not I get drawn, if I'm lucky, if I'm the lucky winner, or if one of my family members is the lucky winner. So go ahead and do that. Sorry I wasn't on top of that earlier. The duck hunting draws don't open, the application periods don't open until October, and they go in flights. So check back in to mdwfp.com/draw hunts. Now I'm just pulling that out of my head from 3 days ago, so I'll put the link in the description in case you're wanting to apply for the draw hunts. I want as many people out there as possible trying, even though it decreases my odds. I want people hunting. The mistakes I'm about to show you were made by me. They're real. I'm just a dude. I'm just out there hunting, and I'm filming it, and I hope I can show you the mistakes and remember them myself as I go over them this preseason. I like this idea because it's popping things in my head that I need to remember. In October, in northern Mississippi, if the temperature starts with a 4 at daylight, be in the woods. That's something I noticed from my trail cameras and my hunting last year. If the temperature starts with a 4, if the low is a 4 in October, be in the woods in the morning. A lot of people say don't hunt in October in the morning. If the temperature starts with a 4 in the morning in October, be in the woods deer hunting. That's when I got most of my buck pictures on camera, and when I saw most of the bucks I saw in October. And find those hot acorns. That's one thing I'll be looking for today. So the mistake I'm going to highlight this week is timeliness, being in the stand on time. We'll go ahead and get to that. I'll catch back up with you when I get to the woods.
Hi, thanks for watching. It's October 8th. This is the second set today. I'm on public land in North Mississippi still, in the hills. And I'm sitting in a little patch of oaks. I found a lot of sign underneath it. I got in here real late, so I'm going to keep this real short and quiet. If I'd figured out how to film mosquitoes, I would have filmed so much wildlife. We're in the last few minutes here. It doesn't look good, but we're going to stick it out. So. I'm going to make this quick. It's getting close to 5. It's October 25th. It's a Saturday, and I'm on public land. I am getting out here late because it was raining all day, all last night, all yesterday. And it's just quit raining. It's kind of sprinkly a little bit. It's a very light rain, and I might not be able to film with this camera, but I'm really just going back to pull a trail camera. It's December 6th, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's a little later than I wanted to get out, but it's been raining all day, so it was raining all night too. So I'm hoping that after this rain, these deer will get on their feet and move around. I barely got set up when that buck walked in, and he kind of caught me a little awkward. He wasn't a shooter, luckily, but I was reaching for the bow when I first saw him. I never took the bow off the hook, and I think he saw me. I don't think he smelled me. I'm about 30 yards from a scrape in front of me, and there's a scrape 10 yards or so behind me that's full of water. I'm going to sit tight here for the rest of the day, and I'm probably going to leave this up and come back and hunt it. This is drainage out of these woods behind the camera that go into those fields. The woods are a little higher, not much higher. This is the delta, of course. But my camera is set up down that drainage, I don't know, 150, 200 yards. During the deer season, at least during the late season, I didn't start hunting this place until late season-ish. This is all wet. back in here. And those fields are definitely wet, so it pushes the deer back into the hardwoods. Right now I'm guessing the deer are bedding on the edges of these woods, because it feels really good right now. I mean, it's still early, but it feels good. Alright, I've worked back to a place I hunted last year. I came in from the other way. I didn't see any deer, but I only hunted it once, and that was on December the 8th. I just looked at my track on the phone. As you can see, there's a beaten down trail right here that runs alongside this drainage, and that's what I was hunting. I set up like, I don't know, 7 or 8 yards off of it. So I've got my setup and I've got my spot. That's when I determined this was an early season spot. A lot of rubs in here, a lot of scrapes that I found last year, and so I want to pick another tree just in case. All these trees are tiny, like they're skinny. I could hang in one with my saddle, I guess. I've never tried to hang in a tree this small, but I don't see any other options. I did find that one bed with big tracks coming out of it. That's a summer bed, so. But the fact that I found rubs in here indicates to me that when the velvet came off, they were still here. So that finding that summer bed is important when matched with that sign I found last year. The bed on its own, the bed plus the rubs all along here, that's good stuff. That's what you're looking for. Big tracks, big beds, big rubs. So what I've been doing, I call lazy man scouting. I've been riding up one side of the road along these soybean fields, and then riding back down the other side and looking for spots of heavy browse where you can tell the leaves have been nipped off. And then driving back up the other side of the road, just a gravel road, and looking for tracks in the mud and trying to determine if the browse is hogs or deer. Last year I scouted this field edge and saw some mediocre sign. So I'm going to go back a little further and see what's beyond this. Alright, I've made it back to the field I wanted to look at. It's all grass, just grass. Upcoming you'll see a trail camera montage, I guess. I don't know. I'll show you what I've gotten on trail camera these last couple of years. This year specifically, or the bucks I'm chasing this year. Alright, it's getting a little hot, so I'm about done. I'm going to head to the house. I'll see y'all next week.